Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Maximizing Social Work's Policy Impact in a Changing Political Landscape. We really got off to a great start last night with people introducing themselves, everybody from deans and directors of social work education programs, to faculty, to field instructors, to students, to practitioners doing policy work in the field, representatives from NASW chapters and other national organizations, and had a very inspiring talk by Ellen Buckman, who is the Executive Vice President for Field and Communication from the Leadership Council on Civil and Human Rights. We have today a great day planned for all of us. We have 2 panels this morning. One really focuses on people involved at the national level in think tanks, coalitions, advocacy work, and thinking about both what they do, how it's changed since the election, and then what are some ways they do or could partner with social work, and particularly with social work education programs. And the second panel are examples of efforts in states, in communities, with schools of social work, with NASW chapters to engage with policy efforts. Some of the takeaways from Ellen Buckman last night was the importance of, in working in coalitions, how important it is to listen to others and sort of think about where they're coming from and not assume where they're coming from. And also she talked about 2 kind of talks that had been given last week, one by President Obama and one by Pope Francis. And President Obama talked so importantly about how civic engagement, not just voting, but civic engagement every day is important. And the Pope talked about the importance of having sort of a revolution of tenderness and sort of really caring, and how in today's world, a lot of people, maybe you have a coalition and you expect other people to be active partners and don't assume why they're not the active partner that you think they should be. And maybe it's because of whoever they are and their constituents are sort of being negatively impacted. So it's really important to do that. And we also talked some about race and how race and power are critical issues when we need to sort of reframe how we're active in policy and advocacy efforts. There's a little delay perhaps for some people this morning because we understand that there's been a fire on the Red Line, and so there's no trains between DuPont Circle and Gallery Place. And so one of our speakers has hopped out of the train at DuPont Circle and is trying to get a cab. She may be running here. She very much wants to be here, so that's one of the exciting parts about it. There's some information on your tables. Steve Karp from the Connecticut chapter left some information about some of the work they're doing, and Sunny Harris-Rome is going to moderate the next panel. We'll talk a little about what she's left on the table about influencing social policy. So I want to thank you all for being here. We're very excited today that not only do we have Jim Nuttall from Crowley and Company as a graphic recorder for our summit, but we also are videoing today so that it can be available to other people beyond the people who are in this room. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to my longtime colleague and collaborator, Sunny Harris-Rome.